I messed that up so bad. I'm trying to be so cool. I'm gonna start it with a singing bowl. Everyone's gonna be impressed. Okay, let me try it again. I'm so sorry. Like a boss, there we go. Hello! Welcome to our weekly reading for the collective with the Oakmen. We're still there. I'm still feeling a heavy presence with the Oakmen energy. I'm really feeling it. I hope you all are doing really well. And, oh no, Lily's not here. Lily didn't come into work today. She had a rough night. We had thunderstorms and whatnot, and she does not sleep well. She's a dog. She didn't like that. So, I don't know, she's really tired. She didn't come into work. So it's just me, no Lily. So guys, I'm going to get started. Oh, I do want to ask a question though. I want to ask a question. Because I'm trying to learn about this new platform, Etsy. If you haven't heard, I am trying to establish some sort of platform where I can take private readings kind of once in a while, but I need to be in really good control of how many come in. So PayPal wasn't working very well. I did like the fact that it was like one-on-one, me with you guys. There was really no one in between. But there was no, like I would say I'm taking readings and I would want 30. I'd have 30 spots and I'd end with like 60. So that wasn't good. But anyways, I know there's been some other suggestions. I kind of like the Etsy. I'm working through it. The only thing that I've discovered, and I'm curious if you know, anyone else who's been selling on Etsy or buying on Etsy a lot, is it normal for someone to make a payment towards a purchase? It comes off that person's credit card or through their PayPal, however it is that they pay for it. But then the merchant, me selling it, I don't get the payment. I don't get it for days sometimes. It just looks like I see that someone has purchased that reading and I see their name, I see all their information, but it's listed as not paid. And I get an email from Etsy telling me that, and they tell me strictly, do not give this person the service because they have not paid for it. And I'm thinking, and I had like 6 of them like that out of 16 that I put out. And I was just thinking, well, maybe, oh, somebody came into work. Hi, it's okay, go lay down. That's a good girl. Yeah, I called attention to her. She's trying to sneak in, right? Sorry. I just thought, well, maybe their credit card, you know, was full, or I don't know. Everybody's situation is different, so I just thought, you know, and then someone, thank goodness, actually contacted me and said, hey, listen, I paid you like 5 days ago or something, and, you know, sent me a copy of their receipt, and I could see she really paid for this. And then I looked, and it still said not paid. It was still coming up in my account as not paid. So I thought, well, something is not right here. So I contacted her, and then I decided to contact all these other people that were showing up as that. And just saying out of curiosity, I don't know if you used PayPal, because that's what this other person used. Anyways, long story short, probably too late. It didn't seem to matter how they paid. They were all showing up like this. And then a couple of them, I guess after I communicated to the group, the 6 of the people, had contacted Etsy. And as soon as Etsy was contacted, the money came through to me. I don't like that. Do you notice how they're so quick to take your money, but then if it's coming to you, it's the same way. Like if you go online and you pay off your credit card to the bank, it comes right out of your bank account. It's the same damn bank. It comes right out of your bank account, but it doesn't go onto the credit card till like tomorrow. I don't understand that. You know, well, I do. That's how they make their money, right? Like they hold on to your money for a while. Like what is Etsy doing with all that? Was about, I think it was about $1,000 in payments that I didn't receive. All those people had put out, it come out of their bank accounts, came off of their credit cards. I didn't receive it, and Etsy was hanging on to it. So I don't know. I'm curious if you guys have ever run into that before. Like I said, this is my first time using Etsy, and that really bothered me because I don't think it's right for people to have money coming out of their account or off their credit card and it's showing up to the merchant that they haven't paid for it. They should get that right away. If that goes through, yeah. So, you know, yeah, put in the comments what you think of that. And, you know, any other suggestions, because I'll look into stuff. I still do want to, and I do like Etsy because I can say I have 4 available, or I have 3 available of this type of reading, and then once they're all taken, the listing disappears. It's still there, you guys just can't see it because there's nothing available. I know, because I don't answer emails on Etsy either, I'm sorry. There's just too many. Because people want me to put them on waiting lists. I don't create anything like that. I just can't do that. It's too much. I have to do other things. I know. So, you know, my suggestion is, because I did last night, I opened up two spots, general reading, 3 spots in general reading, and 3 spots in love and relationship. And 2 people saw it. And I think those 2 people saw it because I got notices that they favored, I think it said favorited, that listing. And I think when you do that, you get a notice when it becomes available. And they must have done that. So I think that's the way to do that. I just hope if they make the payment, it doesn't, yeah, I don't know about that. That's not right. That's really unethical. It's business, big business. So we are, what I'm gonna do today, it's been sitting in my mind actually for the last couple of days on what kind of reading I'm going to do with the Oakmen. I'm actually going to do 2 different readings. So the first reading is going to be the Global Collective. This reading is not intended actually to reflect really anyone who's coming to the reading. This aspect of the reading that I'm going to do for the Global Collective is to give myself, to give all of you an idea of the energy that the Global Collective is sitting in right now and the energy that they're going to be in. So this is, you know, looking at people who, you know, don't have a lot of time in spiritual journeys. They could live in countries where they don't even have access to the internet. They, you know, they're hand to mouth constantly, if they're lucky to have anything to put in their mouth. Could be other people that, you know, are on journeys and doing really good things, but they watch stuff like this, right? So it's who's not coming to this channel that is really part of our Global Collective. What's really going on? What is the bigger picture globally? I know there's a lot going on, like in America. Actually, that has really moved, and it's just amazing. It's just amazing how it has started to cause change. And I know, like, most of the people that come here to watch this channel are Americans. And then the next one in line is Australia. Hi, my Aussie friends. I love that. And then it's Canada, and then UK. Canada and UK bounce back and forth. But, you know, I don't know if a lot of Americans are aware of how many protests have been going on in other countries, like in Canada, in the UK, anywhere where African Americans have been living. And, you know, one thing that's really interesting is I've been seeing a lot of changes that are starting to occur. It's baby steps, right? It's kind of baby steps to bring justice around the world. That's what this is all about. All of us waking up and eventually all of us being in equality. So I thought it was really interesting that the chief of police in Toronto here is just let us know that he's going to resign. I think it's like, is it the beginning of July or the end of July? And there wasn't a lot of information given on that. And he is actually a black man. And, but I imagine that his life has also been very stressful, as I think it has been, and very emotional for anyone of black heritage at this time, no matter where you live in the world. There's so much bubbling up. It is a lot. But I think that one of the things, you know, they have been talking about is what direction. Like, he came into this position when it had a certain direction and a certain flow, and he's kind of looking at it now like, I think we need something new. We need to do something different. And I'm seeing little things like that all over the world, which is, God, it's amazing. Isn't it amazing how much you guys can change stuff? That's where the change comes from. That's where the change comes from. All the time. It always comes from the people. It just, you know, depends how long the people have to complain about it or what level they have to take it to. So this first part is going to be the Global Collective. The Global Collective, this is to give us information, to give us all insight about sort of the journey of the Global Collective. not people coming to this reading. This reading right now is not reading my energy or your energy. It's communicating to us the energy outside of us that is here globally around us. The next part of the reading will be, you guys, will be your energy now, where you're going, all of the information we need in that. Oh, I'm starting with the wrong deck. Isn't that funny? I'm starting with the wrong deck. I guess, all right, well, let's start with this deck. I was going to start with the, I'm doing the Wild Unknown Animal Spirit. I was going to start with the Oracle deck, but I started with the Tarot deck. So let's see. The global collective outside of the energy coming to this reading. The global collective, the energy that the global collective is in right now and in the future. The global collective is very passionate right now. Very passionate and also very protective of things that it connects with on a very emotional basis. Wow. I mean, so we have this snake and it's, you know, it's the Queen of Wands, the Mother of Wands. It's the feminine energy. It's the feminine energy in the aspect of fire that is present right now globally. I could see that for sure. What's going on right now is really being driven by passion. It's a very passionate energy, and this snake is protecting her eggs. She is protecting what is most dear to her. She is this, interesting that I was, you know, I started using this deck because it's a really interesting message. This Queen of Wands, Mother of Wands, it's the only one that I have in any of my tarot decks where I would link some Mother of Pentacles energy to it, because it's being very nurturing also. It's nurturing because it's protecting its eggs. And it's ready to strike though. It's really ready to strike if you come in and you want to hurt what I hold dear to me. I have a very passionate drive at this time to protect it. And you know what else she's protecting here? She's protecting what I think would symbolize an Ace of Wands. She's protecting the potential for a new beginning here. That's what's going on right now with the global collective outside of my energy and your energy. I mean, some of us might be in this, but it's the global collective as a whole. I feel like the sun is setting. I feel like the sun is starting to set in the depiction of this card. And what I'm getting with that, with the setting sun, is moving into a new day, moving into a new dawn. There might be some darkness before this new dawn happens. But it's a very passionate energy and a very nurturing energy as well. And it's protecting. It's protecting that new beginning. The future. Awesome. The Six of Wands. The rebirth. And it's success. It's victory. Wow. How profound are those cards? And it's driven by wands. The wand energy, the passion, the desire, the fire is driving. The fire within people right now, globally, is driving them. It's kind of like, you know, all this time that people were, you know, in the Four of Pentacles, in the Four of Swords, when the pandemic first started, it was almost like a recovery, because this is a very, a lot of energy is utilized in the wand suits, I feel. A lot of physical energy. Fire signs tend to be very physical. It's a very physical energy. When we harness that, we have something inside us that needs to come out physically. We need to exercise it somehow in a physical way. And yeah, you can definitely see that, what's going on right now. But, you know, the basis behind it is in a way kind of wholesome, because it's protecting what is most important. And whatever that is to each individual on a global level, It is what's most important. And the eggs, to me, don't symbolize something that would be ego-based. That is that deeper knowing about, well, okay, she's soon to be a mom. You could say that there's little baby snakes in there already. So she is being a mom. He or she, whoever is being a parent, they are protecting the future. Protecting the future, correct? Protecting the future and fighting for this brand new beginning. It's all about the future here, isn't it? Because that's what these eggs are. They're symbolizing the future, the hope for the future. And what hatches out? It's interesting that this is still wands, because we have a butterfly, and it's kind of making me feel like this is what's hatching out from that wand energy. This is what's hatching out from the passion and the desire. And what it's leading up to is air energy, is clarity, is truth, is a practical approach, an intelligent approach, higher thinking. Father of Pentacles is at the bottom of that. Very strong leadership. See, this is the masculine energy. The Father of Pentacles is sitting here. So the masculine. I want to pull a card on that. What's underneath it? Is the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. The Seven of Pentacles, actually. That makes a lot of sense. The Seven of Pentacles is sitting under it. I'm kind of seeing this Father of Pentacles as the structures around us. It is a leader, usually at home and at work, in the community. And it is also nurturing, very nurturing. I always like to say the Father of Pentacles has all the answers. That's the person that everybody's going to when they, you know, because the Father of Pentacles has worked their way up to where they are. This person may have even, these people may have even come from, you know, not like silver spoon in the mouth, not wealthy, had to work. So they're familiar with a lot of different social structures, a lot of different social dynamics, economic dynamics. And, you know, with the Seven of Pentacles sitting underneath this Father of Pentacles, it's causing the masculine energy, which I would define as what runs the world. I'm sorry, but men have been running the world. I mean, that's what it is. They've been running the world. The masculine energy. And even women in power, a lot of them need to take on that masculine energy. They need to be that masculine energy, which I would like to see at some point where women, and I think it's starting to happen. I think it kind of exists in New Zealand. I've been keeping my little eye over there. I mean, you guys are the bomb. She's the bomb. You guys have no more COVID. She just took control. She said, this is what we need to do. We're going to get on top of this. We're all going to work together. Great. Now they have nothing. I'm telling you, that's what happens when everyone works together. When half of you are going, the government's lying to us, this isn't working, you got to work together, you know? We have to work it out somehow. Anyways, so this Father of Pentacles energy is reassessing what's been working up to this point and what hasn't. What do we need to drop away? What do we need to stop doing here? What do we need to let go of? Because, you know, this was an old plan. Is this old plan really leading us forward anymore? So it's good. It's assessing. There's assessment going on globally with all of the Father of Pentacle energies. And you know what I really like? That this is coming out as the Father of Pentacles as the underline and not the Emperor per se, where the Emperor has been depicted lately in the Oakman readings as having to collapse parts of, you know, structure, things that are going on for us. And it's been happening because there was a collapse kind of in structure when COVID went through globally. Almost everything shut down. And now people are really stepping up and questioning authority, government, patterns, all of that. You know who's really good too? I saw her do this. Water Baby Tarot. She's so great. I love her energy. She's the sweetest thing. Oh, but what I like watching her is she's very different than me because she is very, she's very knowledgeable about all the planetary energy and what's going on in the zodiacs, like way beyond. And I like to one day I want to get into that. It's just not my pot right now. Like I'm not in that. So I like watching her. And before everything started happening, and the trigger of it with George Floyd, God bless him, she did a really interesting reading about energy that we were coming into. And it was very significant in that people were going to be challenging authority. People were going to be challenging government. They were going to be questioning. And it's exactly what she said was going to happen is happening. So this isn't the emperor. So these are people, leaders that are not just looking at leadership from the standpoint of being a government body, being a business owner, but I'm also part of the community. I also live here. I also have a family. What can we do to make this better? All right, I don't need the clarifier now. I just needed to look underneath. So let's see what's going on with the Wild Unknown. Oracle deck. Oh, I stopped drinking my stinging nettle tea. It upset my stomach. So sensitive. But then I read it can do that. I was drinking way too much of it. I sort of like that. I'm like all in, all out. To balance it. Oh yeah, I don't know why I got her the bed. The rug is better apparently. Okay. Got it right there. Ooh, wow. The bear is coming out with the Mother of Wands. Ooh, wow. The bear is that, to me, that ancestral guidance. All right, go away, do your thing. Doggone duty. So, the Mother of Wands with the bear, I almost look at it like this. I think I've said it. I don't remember if I said it in an Oakman reading or one of the Zodiacs, but I really felt strongly, and I had sort of like a premonition, a feeling, you know, who you are, what you're doing right now, the DNA that's in you, the soul family that you're part of, all of those before you, even like 10,000 years ago, they all lived for you to own this moment right now, right here. Right? For you to own this moment right now, right here, just as you are, this moment in time. And this is that energy of this ancestral guidance, ancestral protection. Boy, too, like think about Mama Bear. The Mama Bear. Don't get in the way of the Mama Bear. That's interesting. It's making me remember a story of a friend's who went camping 2 years ago. Yeah, the husband came face to face with a black bear. They didn't realize she'd been separated by her cubs, and she was looking for them. It was, I guess, it was pretty scary. They were supposed to come up to my folks. They were going camping in Algonquin Park, and after camping, they were going to come up to my folks and stay there for a few days. Because our kids, my son plays with their kids. So anyways, I woke up early in the morning to text messages from her. Oh my God, a bear attacked us, we're leaving. Like what? And this is all happening like in the night. And I fell asleep early. And as I do sometimes when I'm up there, because you're out in the sun and the water and you're running around with at the time, like an 8-year-old, you know, sometimes you just fall asleep in bed at 8:30 at night. Earlier, so I missed the texts, and then I thought she's joking. She's joking, and I'm scrolling through the text, and then she says, "We've put everything in the car, and we're driving to a hotel." I don't know. I think this is a joke. And then there's an image of the kids on a bed in a hotel, and I thought, this is real. And what I'm getting at is, the bear did almost like her husband. The bear was starting to go into the tent where their kids were. The kids were in the tent. They had just finished eating, and her and her husband were cleaning up the dishes from their little camping dinner, and the bear came in, and it was so quiet. That's what she said. It was so quiet. It was so quiet. And I get that energy here. It was so quiet. Nobody knew it was coming in. It was so quiet. Nobody knew it was there until it was there. Nobody knew it was coming until she was there. And then when she was there, she was looking. She actually went into the tent where her husband was cleaning. They had a different, like a little eating tent. And he turned around, and there's a black bear standing in the tent with him, looking at him. And he had pots and pans, so we started banging them in, and she went out. And then he followed her out because he's thinking, my kids, right? And his wife, my friend, she had gone to the water source to collect water, and the kids were in another tent. The bear started going in. She had actually gone into, it was one of those tents where there's a covered area in the front that's not like a sleeping or living quarter of the tent. You put your shoes and whatnot. She was in that area, and she was going, the two kids were there. Their son to this day does not want to go camping again. So he was freaking out because that bear was going into the tent where his kid. So he came up behind the bear, and he was like yelling at her. So she turned around. She's like, yeah, buddy, now you know I'm here. You know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for justice because I don't know where my kids are. So he started kind of backing up, and she started. So he says, as he's told this story, he just remembers, you know, like all the orientation you get before you go camping, and the warden said, you know, if you run into a bear, just make yourself big and loud. So he did. He was like, rah! Do you know what that bear did? That bear didn't care if, you know, if she was up against someone challenging her. I'm getting this in this whole story. This energy did not care that someone was challenging her. She stood right up on her hind legs, and she gave it right back to him. She roared at him. And he said, at that moment in time, he just thought to himself, my life comes down to having to wrestle a bear. How did this happen? Like, and then at that point, his wife, my friend, saw it, and she just let out this blood-curdling scream. Like, oh my God. And then the bear, people started started seeing what was going on, and people started like hitting all the alarms on their cars just to try to make, and she got down back on her four legs, and she started walking away, and she looked at him like, yeah, we're not done here. So they left. They left. But I get all of that from this card because I'm getting very mother energy. This is looking after my future. This is like, and this is not, this is the global. This is the three-dimensional global, I feel. But this is like spirit energy. It's very, very grounded to the earth. It's ancient, ancient energy grounded to the earth. And it is time to look after the future and not stepping down. Not stepping down. It's very strong. It's not stepping down at all. It's met challenge. People have met challenge all over the world right now. But they're not stepping down because it is this important. It's really about the future. A lot of people are maybe not even, it makes so much sense. It's not really in the forefront of their thoughts, right? A lot of this started because the questioning of authority and how, you know, certain elements of government are supposed to be protecting us, but they're not anymore. They're serving themselves, and they're not governing themselves and policing themselves. So, you know, there was a trigger, and that trigger was just basically literally the straw that broke the camel's back here. That mother bear was like, I've had enough of this. I'm finding them. I'm protecting them, and I don't care who stands up against me. I will take you on. I'm standing for this because the cubs are the most important here. So the trigger was in the present, but the future is really the reason for this, like to stop a pattern, to correct an injustice that's gone on for hundreds of years. This stingray, this is great. This stingray, I've always seen this card as opening up all of the chakras full alignment in all of the energy sources throughout the meridians of the body. And this also is about strengthening the backbone, being strong enough, strengthening the backbone. That is what's going on globally right now. People are fighting for things, different things to them too. Some people are, depending on the community, the country where you're living, are fighting for things that we have no idea about. But there's this energy of, this is a time to make a change and create a better future. And this strengthening the backbone, both of these fly, right? And this is in the water. This is the water. Flying through the water, flying through emotions without being stopped. The backbone is strong. The energy centers are all lit up. Everybody in balance, or at least starting to achieve balance. Starting to feel better about standing up for themselves and claiming victory. Claiming victory for community, victory for self, victory for friends, family, and the future. Oh, the firefly. I really love it. The firefly. That is walking into the darkness for the first time as a new you, as a new something. And learning to shine the light just a little bit, you know. It takes a little bit of time before you can become the hummingbird, which is constantly surrounded. It's so high vibrational. There's always light, always emitting light within darkness. This is learning to take those steps. Wow. I love what's the Panther. You know, it's funny. I want to show you. The Panther is sitting underneath the firefly. When I was shuffling this deck, before I put the camera on, every split, the Panther was there. And I thought to myself, this card has not been out, like, if not weeks, months. I have not seen this Panther come out in a long time. It was there before. It was quite prominent, and it was very prominent. Almost a year ago. It was July last year, I think, for the Libra reading, which was another one. Leo and Libra, the two L's that really, for my channel, just skyrocketed it. And Leo did it, but then Libra did it on a whole new level, because this was about injustice. It was welcome back to the past or something like that. But that was kind of the theme of it. I think the reading was called The Hardest Reading I've Ever Done. And it was really hard because there was all this energy coming through of injustices from the past. Like people that have never, it's never been rectified for them. It's never been even acknowledged that, you know, something horrible was done. And talk about a lot of emails. I was up north when that video got released, and I came home to like three or 400 emails. It was amazing. And I literally went in 1 week from 10,000 subscribers to 20,000 subscribers from that. It hit home for so many people. This Panther is a very interesting energy that has come through to me before with this card, and I'm going to explain it to you because it feels like it's supporting this new beginning. What I got, the original message I got with this Panther card, I guess almost a year ago, was this Panther is an energy. It's very angelic. It's also interesting to see that it is represented by fire here. It's an energy that once sat in very low negative vibration. It's very old. The closest thing I can use to describe this is like the right hand man to the devil. Like that, right in there, right in there. And this energy has come out of that and is very high vibrational, and it works. I'm trying to remember the message. Like it works to dispel, to call out that negative, heavy injustice energy. Is what it comes in, because you know what, it's often the only one that can do it because it knows that energy. It knows it to a T. It's been that energy, but now it does not serve that energy. It serves like higher vibrational energy. And its purpose here has been, it's almost as if this energy now comes forward, and everything it does karmically, because its karma at one time was very heavy. I don't feel that this karma is heavy with this energy anymore. I think it's cleared a lot of its karma because it has come forward to bring high vibrational back where it was very low and very negative, and there was so much injustice. But this energy, it serves those that are not being heard, because it's really the only energy that can go up against it. The energy that is suppressing others, the energy that is the energy that is injustice. It recognizes it, and it knows exactly how to dispel it. It knows what energy needs to be triggered, motivated, what it needs to do to create change, to bring high vibrational from low vibrational. And it's very interesting that it's sitting behind the firefly. I haven't seen it in months. I gotta say, this card has not come out in months, the Panther. And it was coming out on the splits during the pre-shuffle, and all I could think was, where have you been? Where have you been? There it is. It's been sitting in the dark. It's been sitting in the darkness. It's been sitting in the darkness. Almost like, you know, this energy doesn't look for recognition, doesn't look for praise. It's not that energy. This energy, I feel, it's like sitting in the dark. It has been in the dark, going unnoticed, and creating situations that will cause this firefly to activate. If enough of these fireflies are activated in the darkness, it dispels the dark. The light comes in. Because once these fireflies mature, they become, that's they're here, right here, actually really close behind the surface. I'll show you what, okay, this is the order that this is all sitting in. Firefly, there's our Panther friend, the beaver putting the work in, and the hyena. There's often two sides to this. There's two sides. There's something that we're not seeing. There's something that might be hidden. And then the hummingbird was right there. You can see, there's no darkness around the hummingbird. Its vibration is so high. Its wing speed is so fast. You can't even see the movement. It just, very high vibrational. It keeps the darkness away. It's just a natural way of being. It's not even something that has to be learned or thought at that point. It's just instinctive. And that's what's going on. So there you go. All right. Oh, let's see the energy that sits between these 2 points. So this is just really similar to the readings that I was doing this week. And I really liked it. I really like the simplicity of the energy in your now, the energy in your future, and what sits between us. Some of us kept it simple. Some signs we needed some clarification. So I'm going to go back here and see what is sitting between, because that's important to know. I don't feel like we're quite at that future energy yet. So difficult to shuffle lately. I don't know why. All right, what is the energy that sits between the now and the future? What is the energy that is sitting between the now and the future? What energy sits between the now and the future? The now and the future. Balance. Balancing balancing of the rebirth. All right, then, that makes sense. There we go. Balancing different aspects, different perspectives. Balancing, yeah, I'm getting like the message, balancing your personal life and the life outside of, you know, things that are changing. So for people out there in the global scheme of things, there's a balance that needs to, some people have invested an awful lot of themselves into this right now. I feel they're going to continue to invest that energy there, but there's going to be some balances here on a personal level for a lot of people. It's almost like what's going on for people globally. They've been putting their energy, their energy was self-contained for a long time, for a few months, and now their energy is going out. Their energy and their direction and their passion about whatever, you know, their almost ancestral guides are supporting them and helping to move them towards. There's going to be almost a rebalance again as what people are fighting and struggling and hoping and trying to have victory for, that is then applied on this personal level. That's then applied on a personal level. And that is the rebirth. When change is trying to be made, we have to see the change on a personal level. Everyone. We have to see the change on a personal level. It can't just be the change that we see in the street. It can't just be the change that we see on the news. It has to be the change on a personal level. How that change comes into the community. How that change comes into your home. Now what's at the bottom? Ooh, the Daughter of Swords. Oh, I love it. To me, this is about, you know, gaining clarity. All sorts of different points of clarity. Those are all the little fireflies lighting up. Creating the truth. Moving the truth. Moving with the truth. Yeah, see? There was someone else, I think, had these two cards this week, and it was exactly that. It was this truth, like understanding, or was it last week? I can't remember. But it was all this firefly energy was lighting up, connecting with others. The community is lighting up. Yeah, this Panther energy. I wish I knew more about some of the things that, I don't know what that is. Like working, now I'm really getting this. Now I know where you've been. Like you haven't been around. You haven't been in my readings. You haven't been coming out. In the darkness, not being seen. Getting ready to light up fireflies. That's pretty cool. I'm going to leave it at that. So that's the global. That's the global. I want to do a similar spread now for everyone here, everyone who's come to the reading. That was actually more tiring than doing like you. Trying to reach out and just feel what the global was. So we're going to get it all shuffled. I know everyone who's in the premiere, you can all chitty chat right now. If you're watching this after it premiered, you can still go into what was the live chat and watch everybody chitty chat. I just need a second here to get everything shuffled. also the bear is very nurturing, but it's protective. Did I say that? I'm just getting that in again, if that was missed. Like there's a lot of protection. Very ancient, protective energy right now. Yeah. Ooh. That Panther's been doing something. You know when you say, like if the Temperance card comes out and you say, you know, well, you know, things are coming into alignment, balance is being achieved, things are being played in the background that you're not aware of. You kind of get that with the vulture energy too. Which was actually, I didn't show it, but it was sitting behind the firefly, and the hummingbird. The vulture was sitting behind there because things going on that we're not aware of, energy's playing out in ways to create healthy new beginnings. And I feel that with that Panther energy. Like creating the perfect storm. Yeah. Okay, I'm with this. I'm going to go with this deck. I need a drink. It is super, super windy here today. I love it because the air is so cool. It's been kind of hot and muggy. The air is cool and the wind, it feels so fresh. It just feels like the winds of change moving in. All right. So now we are going into the collective. Those that are here, those that are watching this video, those that have come to this video, that have been drawn to this video, the collective, you guys, your energy, now and in the future. The message for you from the Oakman. And this can be, you know, someone asked in one of the comments, what should I watch? Should I watch my sun, my moon, my rising? You can watch all of them. One of the things I've been noticing lately, I noticed San Tarot has also kind of noticed the same thing where my readings feel like they're connecting. Like sometimes the story starts here and then it picks up in this one and then it picks up in that one. And then it takes a little turn and then it comes on the and then, like it's interesting how it's making me feel like we're all really interconnected here. Really interconnected. I want to say myself, so this is my answer to that question. I would say you could watch all of them. And what you'll often find is, like myself, I'm an Aries sun, rising Venus Gemini, and my moon is in Taurus. So if I watch Aries with someone that I resonate with, I will get a reading that'll be about an aspect of my life. And then if I watch Taurus, it'll resonate too, but it'll be a different aspect or perspective on my life. And sometimes stuff resonates, sometimes it doesn't, because the sort of the rule of thumb is the readings are provided for whoever is in need of hearing the message, whoever needed that message. And I've literally said sometimes, this is so specific. This could be for one person who is just needing to hear this. And I'm fooled, and then there's like 20,000 people saying, this is me. Like, wow. So that's my answer to that. I think you can watch all of those, what your placements are, and it will give you a different story about some other aspect of your life, or something else that you're feeling like, oh, this is resonating with what's going on in this part of my life, right? So that's what I'm going to say to that. And you know, if you guys have been watching your zodiacs this week, you'll have already gone through this, but this is you guys as a collective. And many of you will probably resonate with this in a way that's different from how you resonated with your zodiac reading this week. So for the collective, their now and their future energy. Their now and their future energy. Your now is cheetah. Who was this? Sagittarius was cheetah in the now. And you guys are in the now. Running back to, am I not going to do the same reading when the cheetah's sitting in the same spot We're sitting in. The deer is in the future. Okay, so I see calm. I see calm coming. I see calm. I see very nurturing energy. Very stable, very grounded energy. This is fiery. You guys are on fire. You guys are on fire. You are. A lot of you are on fire right now. You have a lot of drive, passion to go. And you know, it's very similar to the Sagittarius reading. There's the future, but the cheetah's not going in that direction right now. There's something the cheetah, there's something many of you might be feeling like needs to be resolved, needs to be properly settled. You need to do something that has something to do with the past. Something needs to be corrected here. Something needs to be understood here in your past before you can go into this very nurturing, very abundant, very balanced, very grounded energy. You're being driven towards something before you can get into this beautiful, nurturing, grounded energy. Ooh, the golden egg is at the bottom. There is that elusive prize. This is delivered to us in many different ways, in many different forms. I'm going to show them all. I know there's always new people to the channel, and I don't explain it on every single reading that I do. When I talk about the eggs in this deck for me, what they symbolize. You know what? I'm going to pull out the Sea Serpent too. Because there's the black egg. The Sea Serpent is part of this story. And I'm doing this because it's going to explain, I think that's all of them, what this golden egg is about. And how you create it, how it is created, and how it comes. Okay, it's a story. Okay, the journey, okay, so here's all of the cards that are in this journey to me. Oh. Yeah. Okay. It starts for me with the Sea Serpent. Do you see all of these are, I don't even know in the book if these are in the, like the order they're in the book, like the author, because they're all listed, they're all shown and depicted as spirit, the element of spirit. They all have that circle at the top, the reflective circle, which is the element of spirit, where all the other cards are the element of earth, air, fire, or water. So they're all spirit. This Sea Serpent is how is an egg created, right? How is an egg created? Two different sources of DNA, whatever you, really, I mean, a real egg, that's what happens here. An egg that's going to hatch into something. Two different energy sources come together to create something that's never been created before, okay? With this Sea Serpent. Two different energy sources come together to create something that's never been created before. And this can be a new business. This can be a political party. Like, it can be anything you want it to be that will at some point exist here on Earth. Okay? So the Sea Serpent. And when those energies come together, I see it as this is the process. So that now it's existing. It exists, but yet it is protected because it's still in the cosmos, this cosmic egg. So it's incubating, it's percolating, it's being protected. It's so energy to make this understandable in your lives. It can even be two elements of you to create something. You know, something that you have a passion and a desire for, which has been a very strong element in this reading for the present. A very passion, a strong drive towards something, about something, of something. But how do you take that? How do you take that to be something? So you need to think about it, right? You need to think about it. You need to do some planning. You need to take it into action. So there's another element that has to come into play. But passion and desire is usually the one that just fuels it. It's the spark, gets it going. Boom, the fire. Okay, now we need to add something to that to get it going, which is this Sea Serpent energy. The cosmic egg is all this potential of that. So you're working on it. You're applying what you desire, what you hope for, what you plan for, what you want to create, what you're manifesting. It's about manifesting, really, what you're manifesting. So it is in this form where like all the potential exists. Like look at all the color that's forming in this egg. There's it's just, your imagination is the only limit to what can be created with this cosmic egg, but it's still in the cosmos. It's not here yet. You're creating it. When I see the black egg, I see that this egg is kind of, it's almost like a shuttle coming in from space. It's now coming into Earth. But what triggers this is the truth. This black egg is often about some sort of hidden truth within. Some sort of hidden truth that needs to hatch out. So in this exploration of creating this new something, and it's usually substantial. It's usually something that I would like to say will not just serve you and your parameters in life and your goals, but it will serve the greater good. It will serve others around you as well, because it's pretty special energy. It's cosmic. And this truth, once you understand, I feel like once you truly understand who you are and you recognize yourself clearly without, worrying about what other people think of you, or saying that, I saw a really interesting video, and there was a little excerpt from Will Smith, and he was just talking about how important it is to never ever judge yourself based on how other people are judging you. Never look at yourself and how other people are looking at you. And his analogy was really neat. He said doing that is like looking in a broken mirror. It's like looking in a broken mirror, and you're just seeing this, warped, deformed image of you, and you're trying to be that. Because you can't. You can only be you. You can only know who you are. And this is this point of once you do, then your energy is you. Like it's almost like it gets ready to birth this then into the three-dimensional. So this is where I'm leading to. So this golden egg is, you see, it's in a nest now. It's not in the cosmos. It's not in the ethereal. It's come down. It's here. It's existing here. You have now created something that is about to be birthed into reality. Something that you've wanted, something that you've hoped for, something that you've put an awful lot of yourself into this manifestation. And there's usually a journey involved in this, like I just said with, with these cards. Here, look at them. Right? We start here, we go here, your truth, and then here. It's almost like that triggers it into reality. Understanding your truth triggers this into being reality. And there it is, sitting in the nest. So there is something about to be birthed for you guys, for the collective that comes to this reading, that has, been sitting in the cosmos as energy, and now it's about to exist in the three-dimensional. So that's the underline. There's a lot in that underline, huh? Okay, so let's see. Now we go to the tarot. So we want a card for your now and for your future. Once I get those out, then I'll look at what sits between it. All right. Your future. Your future. Your future. That wasn't messy. But one card is sitting upright. Balance. Grounded, balance, balance, balance. Well. Oh gosh, look what's at the bottom. Isn't that interesting? I still got to find out what's sitting between here, but that was important in the collector for the people. The global. Look at you. You are running back in time to fix things that have not been good, to fix things that have been heartbreaking, to fix things that have been wrong, to fix things where pain and hurt have existed. It's brilliant, really. It's brilliant. Like, reading you guys coming to this video is not much different than reading the global that aren't coming to this video, right? Like, what are they doing? They're trying to, they're being passionately driven to correct something, to protect something, and they're being guided and helped along the way. And you guys, again, you have this hot, fiery passion. This cheetah is just as passionate, maybe more swift than the Mother of Wands, than that snake. But it's running to correct something. It's not, it's almost as if I refuse to go into the future because the future needs to be balanced, it needs to be grounded, there needs to be harmony, it needs to be a nurturing environment. I refuse to go into that future until the past is corrected. And the Six of Pentacles, there it is. It's a correction, like it's balanced. There's 3 here and there's 3 here. And this is able to grow and it's able to be fruitful. So what sits between? What sits between these two energies? I will say, after you've corrected what we've corrected, what is painful, what has been painful. What energy sits between the now and the future in this reading? What energy sits between the now and the future in this reading? Ooh, the Five of Pentacles. Yeah, something, they're like being left out in the cold. People feeling like left out. People feeling abandoned. People feeling like this is sadness, disappointment. That's what's sitting in here, and it's like correcting that. The Hierophant is at the bottom. There's a key here. The Hierophant has a key, has an answer. I feel like the Hierophant is transforming. It's interesting that the Hierophant is number 5 in the Major Arcana. So 5 symbolizes change, right? And look at that. The key to change. That's what it is. The key to change. These are both a 5. So changing this energy, this deeper spiritual perspective, just a deeper connection, provides enlightenment. And the High Priestess is actually sitting behind the Hierophant. Yeah, there's definitely different energies that are kind of at work right now. Really prominent. I'm not going to pull like any clarifiers for this because this is going to be different things for many of you. Some of you, these are going to be things that you see that are injustices done to people in your community. These are things that have been painful to you. These are things that have broken your heart or broken the heart of others. And it's like running back to correct it, running back to bring it out of this feeling left out in the cold, feeling like you're not part of it, feeling abandoned almost, right? To go into a future of love. It's like, what else would you describe as nurturing, right? Like the Queen of Pentacles. Well, that's what this is to me. I guess I didn't say that. I just see that and I don't really say. This Deer card, to me, I see this as the Queen of Pentacles. And then we have this Pentacle card here. It is really bringing balance. It is being in a nurturing energy, being surrounded by nurturing energy. One that looks after you and you look after others, and there's that balance, right? I'm just going to pull a final card from the Moonology deck. I really like this. This is one of my favorite Oakman readings. I am a little tired though. There's a lot of energy. Well, I'm a little tired too because, you know, Lily didn't do well with the storms. You know, it's funny. They never bothered her until she got older. It's kind of funny that way. Like, I always thought to myself, it's kind of neat that my dog's not, you know, bothered by thunder and lightning. And then, like a little after she turned 3, it started to bother her. And I thought, well, shoot, where's this going? And then last night, yeah, she should not do well. Or even the day before that, I think in the morning, the early morning, this is where she woke me up then. And she jumped off my bed and I heard her scuttling away because it was flashing outside. You could see the flashing through the curtains and hearing the rumbling. And then I couldn't find her. I was looking all over them and she was under my son's bed. For some reason, she feels happy under his bed. And she never goes under bed. She's not like that. She's like a little queen, a little princess. She needs to be on the bed. So obviously she wasn't feeling safe. And then last night, oh yeah, it got really, no, I could hear the storm. It kind of woke me up. So I went looking for her because she wasn't there. And she was still sleeping with my son. And she'll usually start with him and then she'll come in to see me and lay down with me. But she didn't go to my room. She wouldn't go. And yeah, and then at one point she was under the bed again. The poor thing. So I'm trying to call, and it's not like you can like console them, because I know you can buy those special jackets or something that they're kind of cozy for them and it makes them, so I thought, well, maybe if I hold her nice and cozy and tight, she'll feel okay. You cannot protect me from the lightning, Mommy. Okay, only under the bed. The kid will get it first and I'll be all right. That's what she's thinking. I guess lay underneath the kid's bed. So, get a final message. Well, maybe that's why I'm tired too, Lily, and the storms. Final message to everyone in this reading. Nothing is yet set in stone. A mutable moon. Ooh, things are changing. Things are about to change. Things in the past that felt like they were stuck in that energy, perhaps it was presumed that that's the energy that it would stay in, and we would just move on from there. I feel like things are changing from the past. It's almost like going back in time and changing things to correct it so the future can be right. Interesting, huh? Don't let pride get in your way, as the full moon in Leo is underneath that. So stay humble on the journey. Stay humble on the journey. I think many of you are. I see that in your comments. And that's it. So there you go. I hope you found that interesting. I enjoyed doing it. And that's it. So I know everybody in the premiere is quickly going, okay, thank you, bye, bye, thank you, bye, bye. So it's coming to an end. Until next week, guys and gals, do be gentle with yourselves. Bye.